Hi, Virgo. It's me. It's Julia with Heart Passion Tarot. Come on, Virgo. So let's all show up in the house. I decided to do this segment because I really want to give back and I want to hear, what you need help with so we can talk together today. No tarot, no tarot, just guidance, healing, inspiration. Yeah. So um, just my way of giving back to you guys, okay, for all the love that you show me through the years. And I want to do this more often too, to let you know that I'm here for you, that I love you unconditionally. There's no judgment here, okay? So you need to know that you're in a safe space, okay, with me. Sometimes I could give hard love. Sometimes I may say something to you that you may not like, but just sit and think about it a little bit, okay? With whatever the situation is, all right? Because whatever I'm going to say to you, I'm going to say to you out of love, okay? And I'm not saying that, some of you just need some guidance as to what's next as well, right? So I want to say thank you to Athanasia, or Alexandra, is it? I think it's Alexandra. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure. Alexandra, thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. God bless you. And welcome aboard, right? I know you've been with me for a while, but just wanted to say thank you. Leonore, thank you too. She's a member as well. Thank you, honey. I love you. So let's just start seeing what's going on with everybody. I'm going to be wearing my glasses in this segment so I can constantly be reading for you. And I did speed up the response time for you, right? So that way we can, have a little bit of a conversation. I hope to God we don't have robots and stuff coming in here. But let me first say hi to everyone. Paranormal Thrills. Hey, Jeanette. Hey, Jax, G1809, welcome. Hey, E. Brunis, Digital Art Allied Intergalactic. Leonore, I'm not going to pull out cards. It's just you're going to talk to me about what the problem is, and I'm going to talk to you back. Lady Virgo, hey. Okay. Angela D, hey, sweetheart, I love you too, honey. Hey, Mahogany. Hey, Donna. Welcome. Hey, Emery. Hey, Selena. Dana, good morning. Hey, Bliss. Hey, Great. Hey, Anna. Blessedness. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Erica. Hey, honey. You can't stop drinking. Okay, well, we better talk about that too. So, family, let's go. Let's have, let's just really, because we are a family and we're all striving to be the best version of ourselves here. So, who better, right? To hang out with, to talk about stuff, right? And try to find the solution. So, Ibrinus, Digital Art Allied Intergalactic, what are your next steps? What are your next steps? I'm going to tell you as Julia, I think that you should go somewhere. Go somewhere where you're not going to be distracted. Out in nature, by water, in the forest, by the mountains. I don't know what's next to you. Maybe maybe it'd be a good idea for a lot of you to create your own spiritual altar. Some place where you can just zone out, right? And be still, whether in meditation or in prayer, and see what spirit is guiding you towards. And of course, the most important thing is that when it comes to what's next, you determine what's next. You've got that empty canvas there. You're going to paint it any way you want. But deep inside your soul and your heart, Virgo, you're going to know exactly where you're being drawn to. And of course, with the inner voice of spirit as well, guiding you. This is a very good time right now to listen to your intuition and to listen to your guidance. That's a lot to do with also Michael's protection for you. So, a lot of you right now feel a need or you're being drawn in a certain direction. Follow that direction if it's something that you're passionate about, right? Um, Very important too to be in the here and now, right? And to live your life in joy and in peace and in gratitude and in grace. But allow spirit to guide you because they do have your back. And that's for all my Virgos. But for allied, you're asking what's next for you. You'll find those answers within Virgo, allied. Okay? So pay attention. Pay attention to what feels right for you, right? What's going to make you feel good about you and what you're doing. That's your answer. Okay? So allow to be, guided. I think you already know what, would really make you happy if you could just do that one thing that you love the most, right? I mean, even, it doesn't have to be like a leader or a healer or a mentor or anything like that, right? There's so many different ways. Everybody has their own spiritual path. It could be, you could be a singer or write music or write a book or paint a picture or, you love photography, right? But that's your contribution. And that's what God and that's what the divine and that's what your angels want. They want you to do that thing because everybody in their own way brings beauty into this universe, one way or another. So sit still, allied, sit still and just see which way you're being directed. And if it rings true to your heart, that's where you need to go. That's your next step. That's your next stepping stone, right? So I hope that helped you. All right. Can you tell me, Lady Virgo, Leonore, tell me what the problem is. What do you need help with? And all of you, let me know what you need help with. Don't tell me that you just need spiritual guidance. In what? What's going on? Okay? So I can help you. Okay, because I'm just going to be jumping around. Hi, Brittany. Okay, so Blessedness is saying here, Julia, I have met someone who's fantastic, but I'm wondering if it's too early to move on from my previous relationship. But something feels right about this connection. We are one day apart. He's the 21st of September and I'm the 20th of September, but 15 years in age difference. We share the same signs in 5 different placements, but we both feel a connection. It's probably a soulmate connection. And my question to you, Blessedness, through that other relationship, that previous relationship, did you grow? Did you learn some kind of lesson? You know what I mean? Do you feel that you are healed enough to enter into another relationship? Or is this just, because we have a tendency to do that, right? We finish one relationship and because we're not in a relationship and we're alone, we jump into another one when we're not completely healed or we're not one with oneself. So tell me what's going on there. Okay. And I will continue with you. I'll wait for your answer. Okay, Leonore, I'll get to you next. So Blessedness, answer me if you can, honey. Okay? Because if you got the lesson from the previous relationship, if you are healed, and then now all of a sudden, Spirit, God says, let me bring, like you've learned your self-worth. You know what you want, what you don't want. You don't have any unfinished business. You're not carrying any baggage from the past. You know what I mean? You accept the previous relationship, what you gave into it, what they gave into it, and you're okay with everything. There's forgiveness there, and now somebody wonderful is coming to your life. Then here we go, right? So let me know what's going on. Let's go. Let's finish up with blessedness, and then I'll move on to Leonore, and then we'll go to whoever else my eye goes to. Okay. So I'm waiting for blessedness to answer me. Or I think I just gave you your answer, right? So that's for you to determine, right? There we go, 100%. I learned from the previous relationship. I healed during that relationship, and I'm so ready to meet someone that I go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Spirit has a way to go, you know what? Okay, you keep repeating a pattern in a relationship, you still don't get it, right? Or, you still haven't, you stay in a relationship that's toxic because you don't know your self-worth. When you finally acknowledge those things, right? And you've done your healing and you get the lesson and you know what's good for you, what's not good for you, and you're able to let go of those things, right? Because you go, God, you know what? I know my self-worth. I deserve so much better than this, right? Or this is just not healthy for me. I got to leave this situation, and you do it. Or you sit there and you recognize, hey, you know what? I keep repeating the same pattern over and over again in all my relationships, and that pattern's got to stop. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, right? You're doing it from your heart, right? You're trying to help somebody. You're trying to show that you're loving, you're supportive, you're nurturing, and you're caring. But a lot of times people take advantage of that. And that's a big downfall for Virgo in relationships, right? Because we overdo it. And then people go, oh, Virgo's a pushover. Virgo's, I can get this from Virgo. I can get that from Virgo. So that has to be tempered in relationships, Virgo. You have to see too, what is the other person doing? How are they investing? But blessedness, I think you should go for it. If you are being honest with what you're saying to me right now, I think you're being blessed with a very beautiful relationship. Somebody who mirrors you, somebody who you have the same interests with. And I think it's beautiful. And I think you should go for it. Okay. All right, Leonore, let's go. I'm going to Leonore now. Don't worry. I'm going to take care of all of you. Leonore, you're overthinking relationship and walls. Okay. So what's going on there? What's going on there? Is it because you haven't healed yet? Is it because your intuition is just going bebop, bebop, bebop? Something is wrong with this? I mean, how do you feel when you're next to this person? Do you feel they're being truthful? Or is there a part of you that's going, I don't know. I don't know if this is all for real. So the most important thing is, are we healed? Are we healed from our past relationships, our past hurts, betrayals, manipulation, and everything else? Ask yourself that right now and let me know. Okay? Because if you're being triggered because you still haven't let go of something from the past, that could be why or you're completely over the past and you've got that wall up because you know better, right? It's like, I'll give into this as much as I can, but I'm not going to overdo it this time, right? Which is nothing wrong with that. That's part of you being that empress or knowing your self-worth. So make it very clear to me right now as we're talking, where are we at? Are we still comparing the past with the new, or have we already healed all of that now? And is it something else that's bothering you about this person? Karma Karen, hey honey, thank you for being a member of the channel. Let's go. Leonore, I'm here. Okay, so have you had that conversation? Have you talked to him about this? What's going on with you here? Okay, so that's why. That's why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Okay, so um, we're going to hope that this person understands you, has enough patience, right, with you, which if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If somebody just totally gives up on you, then hey, then it wasn't worth your time. Okay, he has been by your side, and that's beautiful. Okay, so now you know that this is an issue within you that you gotta finally let go of, right? Forgiveness. Again, I'm going to say it. Forgiveness. 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 And I'm not saying you got to go up to your mom and go, I forgive you. No, it's about you going, okay, let's try to look at things for the best that we can. We've talked about it many times when we are in a family dynamic, right? Sometimes none of us really fit in with our families. We just don't, or there's selected few that we actually resonate with. A lot of my Virgos have been breaking generational curses, right? Right. So look, Leonore, because, we do try to live our lives in integrity, and we are told to honor our mother and our father, right? And it's okay, I'm just saying, whether it's your mother, your father, whether it's your ex, whatever it is, right? It's really coming from a place of forgiveness and just letting it go, just letting it go. And who is calling me? 1 second. I can't do this right now. Okay, it's a repairman. I hate when that happens. Okay, so look, it is your mother. So there has to be, she did bring you into the world. I'm not saying you got to forgive. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, right? But out of respect for the fact that she brought you into this world, accept whatever has happened, be okay with it, and then understand that for some reason, whatever that was, that part of your life has made you who you are today. And maybe you can look at things with more compassion because of it. Maybe it has gotten you to look at things a little bit differently, right? So that you don't repeat whatever was there again, okay? I know it's very hard, especially when it's your own parent, right? You automatically feel like, you got to have your walls up because you don't trust, right? Because you're going, okay, we're going to talk real straight here. You're going, well, this is my parent, right? My parent should never have treated me this way. They're my parent, for God's sake. No, that's where you're wrong. That's where we always go, well, blood is thicker than water. No, that's not true. It's really not true. It's really not true. And what hurts the most, right, Leonore, is it's your mother and you love your mother, right? And then there's a part of you that was always trying to prove to your mother or get your mother's acceptance that to love you, just to love you unconditionally, right? So the bottom line is family, whether it's family or it's a friend or a lover or an ex or your husband or your wife or whatever, you don't need anybody's approval, okay? You don't. The only person's approval is the guy upstairs. And especially if you know that you haven't done anything wrong, right? A lot of people do stuff, right? Even our parents, right? Or whoever, sisters, siblings, whatever. They do it because they got their own issues. And, either by guilt tripping or out of jealousy or whatever, So, but see, that's where I know you deal with it every day. Look, if this is happening and it's draining you, right? Then yeah, I think you should make other arrangements for her care. Okay? Because it's time now. You're a grown woman. It's time for you too to live your life, right? I'm just saying, and that's not being harsh. You can still love your mom, right? No matter what has happened here. You can still love your mom. You can still offer forgiveness, right? But yeah, I mean, if it's becoming too overwhelming where you're not living your own life, Leonore, then yeah, make other arrangements for her care. And, we're always guilt tripped too. Not always, but our parents have a way of saying, but I'm your mother, but I'm your father. You're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, right? And, when you do it because you want to do it, it's different. But when you're made to feel that way, yeah, okay, Leonore. So how about you start with Sammy? And it doesn't mean that you don't love your parent, right? There's situations too, family. I'm just gonna say it right now, where you may have a family member that's sick, right? That can't get out of bed. That you have to bathe them, you have to wash them, you have to do everything, which I'm not saying for anybody not to do. But if you physically can't do it by yourself, right? What are you supposed to do? It doesn't make you a bad person. It means you need help, right? Or they have to eat a special diet or whatever, right? And you're trying to, you've got other stuff going on in your life too. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean that you're abandoning your parent, that you don't love them, but maybe you're just not physically equipped to do that. So therefore you need additional help, or you need help. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that, and you shouldn't feel bad about it, right? You can still love your mom. Okay. And by the way, we should all, some people have stopped living their lives for their parents. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't care for our parents, right? I'm not saying that. Especially if you've had really good parents and they were caring and loving and, they gave everything they could give to you, right? There is a sense of that, hey, now they need you, so you need to step it up. But, to get help is okay too, right? If you need to, all right? Sometimes, you just can't physically do it. Like I said, you've got your own life, you've got your home, you've got your work, you've got this, you've got that. And, even if you wanted to do it, you just can't do it. There's just not even enough time for you to even take a breath, right? So, yeah, I think that would be a good idea, because I've seen you exhausted and really stressed out over this. Okay. See, Leonore, though, you don't, yeah, okay. So, all right, if it's an abusive situation, then I would definitely get somebody else to watch her. Okay? Yeah, I think it'll do you a world of good. Okay? And you can forgive her for the way she's behaving and acting and everything else. Come to peace with it, right? Understand that just sometimes somebody can bring you into this world, but, yeah. But see, I feel in this particular case that your mom has her own issues, And, maybe her issues come from her mother, right? Or her father, and she's pouring it onto you, or that's her way of, see, we've got to look at all those things, right? We're not here to judge, but I'm just saying, right? Maybe your mom came from an abusive situation, and now, now you're living it. So it's a generational curse maybe for you. So you got to break that curse now. Okay? Okay. And Leonore, I'm going to tell you again, sis, because I love you. I want you to be happy. I want you to live your life. I want you to know your worth. I want you to feel beautiful inside and out. Okay? And just understand that sometimes these things in life happen. But I'm telling you, your character and who you are, a lot of it has come from this situation. And I feel it's a pattern that needs to be broken now. You got to have your own wings and fly. All right? And I'm here for you. I really am. Whenever you need to talk to me, I'm here. Okay? But this pattern has to be broken now. Okay? So you can move on. All right? All right. So let's go. Let me climb back up here right now. All right. Angela D., I was reading your thing. I'm just going to hit you really quick here. Says, I think you should do all of it. I think you should do all of it and find a way to incorporate it all and create something fantastic and out of this world that no one else has done. And you'll find out how that needs to be done. But you're definitely on your spiritual path. And I feel that, I think you should take a little bit of all of it and create something really, really beautiful. And I think you're going to be very successful, and do it in your own way. Don't try to copy anyone else. Okay. I think some of those messages from what I need to tell you were specifically for you about doing it your own way, singing your own song, right? Singing your own song. And there will be people that will gravitate around you and love you for what you bring to the table. So, yes. I think a lot of your healing, too, will come from the goodness that you want to do. And it'll help you work through all that stuff as well, I feel. Okay, so put your focus on your passion, put your focus on what your spiritual path is, and your healing too, right? Because whatever you're going to be doing is going to be healing others. So also use that as a channel for you to heal as well, with whatever you're sharing, with whatever knowledge you have, wisdom that you want to share with others. Okay, I think you're going to be perfectly fine. But like I said, take all of that and make something that's really, really special. And it'll come to you, Angela D. Just be still. Just be still. All right. Okay, so Selena, in your situation here, are you actually talking to Alexandra? Let me know, and let's go with this. Next. Hey, Bonnie Maria. Hey, Lost and Never Found. Hey, Natalie. Hey, Nick. Margaret. Brian. Hey. So you have been not speaking to Alexandra because you're protecting your heart? Is that what it is? But something has been pushing you. Something has been telling you to reach out to her, hasn't it? Okay. So you feel overwhelmed with your emotions and your feelings, right? Okay. So, and we're afraid of getting hurt, right? Right. So something really terrible must have happened before to you, right? Where you invested yourself, you gave all your love, your nurturing and everything, and somebody hurt you really, really bad, took advantage of you, something like that, I'm thinking. Okay. Does Alexandra have feelings for you? I'm waiting for you to answer me. You know, I feel an overall energy for all my Virgos that are in this situation where they're in a relationship or they want to be in a relationship. But darn, it's so hard, right? Because you're still holding on to that past pain, right? You don't trust for nothing. You just don't. And you know it's an issue. You know it's an issue within yourself. And I'm telling you, I see a lot of my Virgos going, no, I'm gonna keep participating in this until I work through my fears, and I'm gonna find the strength and courage, no matter if it lands up good or not. I'm doing this because you know this is part of your healing. I think this is exactly for you right now, what I'm saying. Okay, so your family said that it's wrong for you to be with somebody of the same gender. Is that what's happening here? So you feel guilty. You feel you're doing something wrong, right? Okay. What is your heart saying? What is your heart saying? You got to go with what your heart is saying. Because if you both love each other, does she love you too, Selena? Is she just as crazy about you as you are her? I'm waiting. Okay, so why don't we start first with listening to your heart, Selena. Second, instead of tearing yourself up and getting overwhelmed and stressed, reach out to her and see how she feels. And that will give you a good base as to what happens with this next. Okay? Because maybe you're making yourself crazy and you're getting all overwhelmed for nothing. You know, reach out, see where she's at, how she feels. Okay? And then go from there. But you got to listen to your heart. And you need to have that clarity, right? So you know what you're doing. All right? Don't struggle. There's no need to struggle here. Okay? I think that would be oh, no, Margaret. You don't blame God for nothing. No. Okay, so let's start with that, Selena. Okay, listen to what your heart is saying and talk to her and see how she feels. Okay? All right? And then we'll go from there. And next time we have this conversation, we'll see where you're at. Okay? All right? But you got to do what your heart says. All right. Okay. Well, I just want to say something. For those of you that are blaming God, Is God really the reason? Or is what you have gone through because of the decisions you made or who you decided to be with? I'm just giving examples, or the choices that you made. So, how is God in the mix of this now? Okay? So, if you're blaming God for what's happening, I want you to sit and think about the choices you made or who you decided to be with, and look at that for a moment. And maybe God is testing you. You know, God will never give us something so difficult that we can't handle, but sometimes things happen so that we find the power within to stand up for ourselves, to have the strength and courage, right, to overcome any kind of difficulties. It's all about character, or building that character, or getting that experience so that we become stronger, wiser, and really have to fight for what we want or to bring change, you know. So yeah, I wouldn't blame God. I wouldn't. You know, I'm going to mention something else too. You know, the first thing that people do, right? You know, you have to understand there's a war going on between God and the guy down there, right? There is. And a lot of times things are happening around the world, and the first person we blame is God. But did you ever think that maybe he down there is doing all this stuff so that you land up blaming God for what's going on? I'm just saying. So that you lose faith in the divine, in your angels, in God, the Creator, Jesus, Mary Magdalene, your whole angelic team. So then you finally become lost, right? Because now you no longer trust God. You know, I'm just saying. Why don't you think about it that way too? So, all I can tell you is that I feel here, Virgo, that if you have suffered in one way or another, but you still have faith, and you're not blaming God, you know, and you're still putting up the good fight, and you're still trying to do things right, and you're trying to get up on your 2 feet again, right? Because he will lift that cross off your shoulders for you to stand up on your 2 feet again. But it all has to do with what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to start cursing God? Well, that ain't going to be good. I'm just saying. So, let's leave God out of the mix if we're having a hard time. There's some kind of lesson. There's something you need to be doing differently here, right? But God is supporting you every step of the way. And like I said, he'll never give you more than what you can handle. But it's all the way you're looking at the whole situation, right? Maybe you made bad choices. That's not God's fault. That's not. But it's about learning from those choices and not making the same mistake again. All right. You know, Kim and Jay, don't try. Don't try. Okay? If you've already reached out and you've tried, I'm glad you've healed. And I'm sure from this connection, you learned a lot about yourself and you did do some healing, right? Maybe you've already gotten what you needed out of this, right? All I can say is if it's meant to be, it'll be. Don't keep trying. If you've already tried and nothing's changing, just let it be. Just let it be and put the focus on you now, okay? But keep moving forward. Be in the here and now, all right? Sometimes soulmates just come into our lives to help us learn something about ourselves, to help us heal, right? Or to experience love, or to experience that equal give and take, that nurturing, whatever, or to help us heal, right? To help us mend our hearts. It's different for all of us, right? It doesn't mean because somebody's our soulmate, we encounter a lot of soulmates, right? All through our lifetime. And all of them have a purpose. Some of them are meant to stay, some of them don't stay, right? Maybe the soulmate has triggered you enough to where you needed to heal some things that you needed to heal. So they did play their part for you, right? So it's just about, leaving your heart open, right? Understanding what you got out of it. And if they're meant to be with you, they will be. But I wouldn't wait around. Just keep doing you and keep moving forward now, okay? And be grateful for the experience that you had, whatever you got out of it, and be in the here and now, okay? Kimmy J. All right. Lady Virgo, what's up? Letting things I can't change bother me. What? Letting things I can't change bother me. I'm a praying woman, and I do know my worth now, but I feel it's boring being in solitude, but I do not understand. Cute. All right. So listen, it doesn't mean that it's going to be like this forever, right? Put the focus on you right now. And it doesn't mean that you have to lock yourself up in one room, right? But listen, there's that phrase that says about a woman who doesn't have any friends. That doesn't mean that, when a woman can be by herself and still love her life and live in joy and in happiness, right? And is self-sufficient on her own, that's being that empress baby. It really is. And it doesn't mean that you have to lock yourself up in the house. You should go do the things that you love to go do, right? Or do nice things for yourself. You're not going to be like this forever. You know that, right? But you can't remain in the house and close yourself off from everybody or from meeting somebody new, right? You have to know you can walk in the supermarket and all of a sudden you come in eye contact with somebody, and boom, it's on. Right? You never know. You could be walking down the street and you bump into somebody, right? Whatever is meant for you will be for you. But, you got to get outside too, Lady Virgo. Okay. But I'm glad you healed and I'm glad you're okay being on your own, right? But now you're ready for something more. So go get yourself dressed up. Go out. Call a friend. Go do something. Go do something fun. And you never know who you may meet. All right? What's the second part? Lady Virgo, we do have a card, right, where when I first start off, what I need to tell you, right? And it talks about that healing, right? That mother, father healing who was absent, what happened. and being really, looking at that, right? And maybe looking at it from a different perspective, right? And again, I'm going to say it, right? You don't know what their childhood was like. You don't know why a parent was absent. Or maybe they were just absent. But the bottom line is, again, we're going to go back to, that thing, right? The blood is thicker than water. No, it's not. It's really not. You just have to understand their part in this whole thing. Your mother, your father, right? But healing is a process, right? It really is. It's not like, boom, I could be this way tomorrow. No, it's not. It's really about you going within and looking at every situation individually, understanding their part, what may have played behind that. What was the purpose of all that, right? Why did that happen? What did it make you feel, become? What characteristics did you develop from that? Did it make you stronger? Did it make you more independent? Did you realize that, hey, you know what? I really do, I keep seeing that card, that we have where it says like, it's okay to be different. It's okay to be, not everybody's going to understand, right? So tell me, now that we're here, Lady Virgo, what did mom do and what did dad do to hurt you so bad? Hey, Maribel. Hey, Antoinette. Hey, sweetheart. I'm glad you're back. Kimmy J, I know. Well, you're thinking how good it could be. But again, maybe Spirit's got a different plan. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Right? But you can't stop living your life. You got to keep moving forward. Right? All right. Hey, Monique. I love you, Angela D. It's going to be fine, sis. You know that, right? You're off to great things. I'm waiting for Lady Virgo here. You don't have to get in too much of detail. Just say, like they were absent, abusive, something like that. You may be breaking generation curses too. There are parents that come from abusive families, right? And it's not their fault. I mean, it's really not their fault. And that's all they know. And so they pass it down to their kids. They act exactly the way their parents acted because they feel that's the way it's supposed to be. Very few parents that have been in that kind of situation are parents that go, you know what? There's no way I'm going to do this to my kid. I'm going to do things differently, right? Some parents that have gone through abusive families and now they are abusive to their kids. It's like, why should anything be different for my kid? I went through it, so they should go through it too, which is wrong, actually, right? But, there should be some part of you, Virgo, that understands that. And, they don't know any better. They just don't know any better, And that's why that forgiveness thing should come in, right? Selena, you're welcome, honey. I love you. All right, where's my lady Virgo? Where is she? Okay, Selena, if that's the case, please stop worrying then about what your family thinks and do what you want to do. Do what your heart wants and who you love, and go be with the person that you love. Okay? Okay? Okay. End of story, period. That's it. Okay, so I guess Lady Virgo doesn't want to talk about it, but I hope I helped you somehow. Yeah, I know, Antoinette. Antoinette's saying the truth. Okay, Jeanette, you know what? You've been dealing with a Gemini since January of last year, but you've never seen or talked to them on the phone. Jeanette, sweetheart, that's time for you to let that go. It's time for you to know what you truly deserve. And it's not about waiting around from last year who's for somebody that you never even talked to. Okay, it's time to let that go. It's time to release that. It's time for you to truly start loving on yourself, honoring yourself inside and out, knowing what you can bring to the table. We don't want to be with somebody just to be with somebody, and there should be no fear about, if I'm not with this person, I'm never going to be with anybody. Stop that, folks. All right, Jeanette, I want you to let go of this Gemini, really, because you're just wasting your time and you're keeping yourself stuck. And I'm saying it with love right now, okay? If somebody loves you and wants to be with you, they need to participate in the relationship as much as you are. If you're seeing that that's not happening, then it's not for you. It's not. It's really not. And I don't care, I don't know how many messages you're going to send. I don't care what you're going to say. I don't know, how many gifts you're going to buy. I'm just giving all the different scenarios, right? Some people go to extremes and start doing spells on people and stuff like that, which I'm totally against, because then, yeah, you're playing with fire there. Okay. Or these doctors and Viper, whatever the heck, oh yeah, I'll bring you your person. Come on, please. The witch doctors and stuff like that. We don't play like that, Virgo. We don't play like that. And you certainly don't want to try to force somebody to be with you if they're not present, right? Virgo, again, I'm going to say it to you, and I'm saying it with love. When you love somebody hard. You show up, you're there. Somebody texts you a message, you write back if you care about the person, right? Right. You're nurturing, you're loving, you're giving. You show up 100%. So what makes you think that if somebody really loves you or is interested in you or wants to be with you, Virgo, that they shouldn't do the same? So I'm going to say this now. When you're in a relationship, Virgo, you'll know it's the right one, no matter what zodiac sign they are. You'll know it's the right one when somebody participates in the connection as much as you do. Without you coercing them, without you manipulating them, without you trying to control them, just genuinely comes to the table loving you for who you are. That's who you need to be with. Not people that play mind games, not people that sit in their ego, not people that try to take from you or only give to you when you give, Virgo. Come on, we don't have to, I keep telling you about this stuff now for years, right? If somebody's not willing to show up for you and give you what you give in a connection, then no, it's not good enough for my Virgo. It's just not good enough for my Virgo. Virgo, you don't need to settle. You really don't need to settle. Okay? And I'm not talking about, somebody who has material wealth or anything like that. Somebody who genuinely loves you. Like you're the first thing they think about when they wake up. You're the last thing they want to talk to before they go to sleep, right? They make an effort to come be with you, to take you out, to see if you're okay, right? To give you those hugs and kisses that you need, right, Virgo? Like this. Like this. All right. I'll say no more about that. All right, let's go. Karmic Karen, hey, honey. Thank you for being a member. That's right, Victoria. Victoria's got it. Rejection is God's protection. I don't care how much you're trying to control something and make it happen. If it's not for you, it's not for you, Virgo. And stop trying to make it happen when everything is saying no. You just have one obstacle after another. That means it's not for you. Don't go against don't go against the grain to try to make something happen in any which way you can, just so that you can have that thing, that spirit's going, no, it's not for you. I got something much better. But are you willing to listen? Are you willing to know your self-worth? Why is it that a lot of my Virgos think that they have to give or buy things or do things in order to have somebody understand that you love them? That's not the case. That's not the case at all. If somebody loves you, they love you for who you are. They love you for your heart and your soul. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I'm going to hit Margaret now. Where's Margaret? I want to go back to when Margaret started writing here. Okay. All right. So from what I'm understanding, you're living these 5 years in, I won't say, because of, where's Margaret? Okay. So there's karmic twin flames as well. He's a narcissist. Okay. All right. Margaret, take a deep breath. All right. Are you still with this person or have you left him now? Let me know so I can help you, because I think all of us have experienced that type of relationship at some point or another, and I could give you really good advice there. So, no, Selena, that's not how you're supposed to get love, okay? From your parents, it should be unconditional love. It should not be because you're doing something that they want you to do to receive love, okay? Let's get that straight, folks. When your parent loves you, they love you. For your mistakes, for your flaws, for your goodness, your naughtiness, they just love you unconditionally. That's a good parent. One that's supportive, one that will listen to you. It's not because they get their way and then they reward you with love. No, it shouldn't be like that at all for any of you. All right. So I'm waiting for Margaret. Margaret, come on, talk to me so I can help you here. Okay. So from what I'm gathering here, you got involved with you made a wrong choice because you wanted to think that I don't know, you could change this person, you could give them love and nurturing. They were very charming. I don't know. They charmed the pants off of you. I don't know, Margaret. Okay. And I'm not trying to be funny now. Okay. I'm just saying. So I want to know from you right now, are you with this person still or not? I want to know so I can help you. And Margaret needs help right now. I got to say, though, that if what you're saying here, you're saying, and that's the reason why the last 5 years have been like that, it's because there's something to learn out of this. It's about your strength and courage and saying no and saying enough is enough and learning your self-worth. I'm telling you, if you're still in this situation, I know you're homeless. I know things are bad, but I'm telling you, if you have enough strength and courage to walk away from this, I'm telling you, everything will change for the better. God's just waiting for you to leave from this situation, Margaret. Okay, so there is a point when we're children, I understand, Maribel, but there's a point where we grow up too, and we have our own thoughts, and we have our own dreams, and we have our own plans, and we can't really, see, and that's a mistake that parents make, you know. Exactly, Angela Day. So, Maribel, you have to make your own choices, right? You're not a child. And when your mom still wants you to do things her way, you need to say, no, we're talking about my life here, and this is my choice. And I'd like to try to do it my way. Okay, maybe you're right. You don't have to disrespect your mom. Maybe you're right, but I would like to make that choice for myself. I'm not a child, right? And you can be very polite and very nice. I'm not a child. And, I have to make decisions for myself too, right? So, Maribel, you may want to try that, okay? Okay, so Margaret. Hey, Geraldine. God bless you too. So, Margaret, your first step, if you're still with this person, you need to leave. And you don't need to say anything. I'm telling you, if you're dealing with a narcissist, don't say a damn thing. Oh, I just cursed. Don't say anything. Come up with a plan and escape. And you're going to see how God's going to bless you. He's probably been telling you for quite a while that you needed to walk away. But, the homeless thing and all that stuff, you feel like if you let that go, then you're really going to be like out in the middle of the abyss. And that's not the case. It's not. It really is not. It's really about you cutting those ties now, right? And you need a plan. You also need to pay attention to all the details on how you're going to do this, right? But you can do it. And the whole family is behind you here. We know you can do it. And I'm telling you again, this was a lesson. This is a lesson right now for you to have the strength and courage and say no. Say no more. No more. Okay? All right, so I hope that helped. Okay, so Alexandra, you're ready to pick up and go back to Kansas to be with your ex that you were married to and divorced, but you always never stopped loving each other. What do you see in our future? Well, first of all, for you to pick up and go, I think you should take some time to, now you're going to go, no, 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 but I love him and he loves me. And yeah, okay, look, before you start picking up all your stuff and go moving to Kansas, don't you think that since you were married and divorced, and that maybe you should give this a little time, maybe spend some time with him again, and a long period of time? And I'm not saying it's going to turn out bad, but I'm not saying it's going to turn out good either. But you just can't pick up and go to somebody that you were married and divorced, and now you want to come back together again. Because, time apart for some situations brings healing, helps you understand the mistakes you made in the relationship, right? And now you want to do it differently. Or maybe you finally get what you got wrong. Okay, in that case, it's okay. But I'm just saying, it's a big move for you to just pick up and go. And I don't know how long you and your Aquarius have been like talking again, or have you gone to see each other? Have you been hanging out with one another? Do you see differences in your person? I mean, you got to talk to me about that right now. Okay, so it's okay. Maybe she feels she knows better. Maybe she's trying to protect you somehow, Maribel. It's okay. I mean, you tell me that she does everything for you too. So, it's okay. Plus your dad has passed and stuff like that. Maybe she feels it's her responsibility to take the lead and watch over the family. So, don't hold any kind of, or you could just say, okay, mom, and still, without making anybody upset, and just do what you want to do, right? You could do that too, Mirabelle. All right, Alexandra, I moved here to help after dad in Nevada. After mom passed, I've been here for 2 years. All my kids are in Kansas. Okay, so a beautiful thing you did for your family, Alexandra. Okay, so I want you to be real with yourself right now. You feel like you did the right thing by your parents, which you did, honey. And, that's beautiful. Okay, so I want you to sit down now and be real with yourself. Are you going back to Kansas for your ex, or are you really going back to Kansas because of your children, or both, or what? Because let's just say you move back to Kansas and things don't work out with your ex. I want you to look at it that way too. I want you to look at the pluses and I want you to look at the negatives, okay? Let's say you pick up and you grab everything and you go back to Kansas. Let's say things don't work out with your ex. Maybe you see something again, or some kind of pattern or something like that, we have the honeymoon phase, right? When you first go back, and then it's a bunch of what it was before. Are you going to be happy with that decision about moving back to Kansas? I mean, being around your kids Is that more, do you just feel like home is Kansas for you? Is it like your kids that are, even if things don't work out with your ex, are your kids, being around your kids, being in the same state with your kids, does that mean more to you than getting back together with your ex? You understand what I'm saying? Those are the things that you need to look at, right? For the whole family, our kids are all grown. Yes, Kansas is home for me. Okay, so if you're going for that reason, because it feels good to you, those are where your roots are. And no matter what happens with the ex, right, that you're trying to get back together with, you're still going to feel good about that decision. Then by all means, go to Kansas. That's all I'm trying to tell you to do, right? So you're not just picking up and going somewhere just because of somebody being there, right? You got to think about everything and make a wise choice. And if that's what feels like home to you, whether it's the ex or not, the kids or not, that's just where you feel you belong, then that's where you should truly go, Alexandra. And I was seeing that too. And what I need to tell you, I told you some of you are going to go back to your roots. So that's what you're doing. And that's perfectly fine, honey. And I wish you all the best and happiness and joy and, just a beautiful path ahead. Okay. If you feel that choice is right for you, and not because of another person, but because you feel that choice is right for you, then by all means, you should do that. Okay. Thank you so much, Neek. Thank you for your beautiful donation. Thank you, sweetheart. All right. Let's see who else we can help here. So Dre 444, what's going on with the current relationship, sweetheart? What's going on with that? Dre 44, hey, what's going on with that? Tell me what the situation is. Let's talk about it. I'll wait for you to answer. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Natalie. Latonia, hey, sweetheart. Love you, honey. I'm just checking who's in the house. Okay, wait a minute. You're divorcing a narcissist who you think is a narcissist? Is that what's happening? Or you're in the middle of a divorce and you met a narcissist? Clear that up for me, honey. Thank you for your beautiful donation, by the way. By the way, this was free. There was no need for a donation. Let me know what's happening with that. Okay, so if she's an amazing mom, Maribel, don't make her upset. Okay? Don't make her upset. Just let her say what she thinks you should do and just do what you think you should do. Okay? Yes, divorcing and met. Okay, so you're divorcing and you met who you think is a narcissist. Okay, so Dre 444. Thank you, Julie. Chris and I really worked through our issues and we're. Oh, I'm so sorry, Alexandra. My heart goes out to you. I'm so sorry, honey. That's beautiful. I wish you all the best, really, Alexandra. Okay, so Dre 444. You got divorced. Why? Was it toxic? Yeah, let's all send some love and prayers to Alexandra and happiness and love on her new journey. Yes? Okay, so what I'm going to say to you is, this is just off the top of my head. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Okay, so you're in the middle of a divorce. Evidently, you're divorcing somebody who, hold on. Okay, that's okay. All right. So if you feel like you have met a narcissist, what is your intuition telling you? It may be telling you, well, bee bob, right? Red flags all over the place. So if you feel like that, then you should not, no. I think you need some time for yourself. I really do. You're in the middle of a divorce, okay? Your needs have changed. Why don't you give yourself some time before you jump into another relationship, right? You're trying to get out of, the previous marriage. Take time to know you again, the things that you're passionate about, the things that you want, your dreams, your aspirations. There is no need to jump into another relationship right away. Your divorce is not even finished yet. Take that time for yourself. And no, please don't tell me that you got involved with somebody else because you don't want to be alone. I don't take that for you, Dre 44. I don't know. I feel that you're a much stronger woman than that. So maybe you should just let your divorce be finished and really just go explore a little bit and pour all that love into you and do all those things that you were not getting while you were in this marriage where your needs have changed. So do those things that you want to do right now. Take that time for yourself. Okay. And surely if somebody feels narcissistic to you, which I don't like to throw that term around a lot, but if that's the case, then I would steer clear of that, really. Because I feel like, um, you deserve the best. And I think, you shouldn't be jumping from one. I'm just saying it with love right now. I think you don't need to be jumping into one relationship after the other. I think you should take time out for yourself right now and really see, what's next. What's next? And do all those things that you couldn't do while you were married, right? Your needs have changed. So why don't you fulfill those needs that you have, right? Make your dreams a reality now. Okay. Allow yourself to grow and flourish and shine, they're saying. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Yeah, just kind of, okay. So that's what you need right now. It's part of your growth. And I'm not saying forever. I'm just saying, give yourself a break a little bit. Nurture yourself for change. And then when you're ready, because look, you know what? If you haven't gotten a chance to do for you and you're jumping immediately into another relationship, that's not good either. And maybe that's why this new relationship that feels narcissistic is around, right? Because you really haven't given yourself to um, explore a little bit, love on yourself a little bit. Really think about what's next for you, honey. Okay. I love you too, Alexandra. All right, folks. So I think I got everybody here, right? For today. I don't think I left anybody out, did I? No, I didn't. All right, so I just want to say I love you all, and don't be afraid to stand in your strength and your courage, family. Do what's right for you, right? We don't have to be disrespectful or anything. But the bottom line is if you're not a child and you're, because we're 18 and over here, you're an adult, right? You do what you feel is right for you, right? What's going to make you happy. Listen, our parents or whoever, they decided on who they wanted to be with, right? They created their life, right? So it's time for you to live yours too, right? Right. But it's not about, it's about really sitting and thinking and pondering, right? Being in stillness, looking at all the details and making the best choice possible for yourself, right? The one that's going to make you happy, the one that's going to make you feel safe, right? I have been seeing the Ten of Swords a lot. What is Ten of Swords? Ten of Swords is overcoming challenges. Ten of Swords is putting down, all those betrayals and manipulations and all those things, right? And I have been seeing that for a lot of Virgos, you're finally putting that down because you were holding on to that for a very long time. So that's beautiful. And, it then takes you to that brand new beginning. It really does. I think you guys all know intuitively what the right move is for you. What's right for you, what's not right for you, right? What needs to be healed, what work you need to do on yourself. A lot of you have done the work, so now you're on the next step. So what would truly make me happy? Who would be that ideal person I'd want to be with? What is it that I'm passionate about in my life that would make me feel so fulfilled inside, right? Virgo, there's 50 different things that that you'd like to do. The majority of us are like jack of all trades. There's nothing that we haven't gotten into at one point or another, or started or tried or found out how to do or anything like that. So there's several things that interest you very much, right? And you may want to do all of them, which I do see those busy times ahead, right? But, think about all of it. What would it be? I mean, what would be that one thing that would make you the happiest? And that's what you should follow. Because I think it's going to be impossible to do everything, even though you feel deep down in your heart you can do everything, right? There's a time for rest. There's a time for joy. There's a time for relaxation, right? There's a time for you to have that perfect balance in your life where you need time for yourself as well. And I'm saying there's nothing wrong with being overly ambitious. Absolutely not. But you have to be truthful with yourself too, because, everything takes time. Everything takes devotion and love and intention and focus, right? So focus on the thing that's most important to you. Now, you could have, like Angela D, right? You could have several things that you have expertise in. And when you look at all the things that you have expertise in, you're understanding now that this and that would work great as a combination and as to make into a whole. So look, all the experiences that you've gone through your life, all the different things that you've learned how to do, somehow you're incorporating all those talents into one. It's beautiful. A lot of you are even discovering talents that you didn't even know you had. A lot of you are going back to something that you used to do, that you really used to love, and you want to do it again. So I'm telling you again, follow what you're passionate about. You can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. Okay? So family, that's what I have for you. I hoped I helped you guys in some way or form. And I just want you to know that I love you unconditionally. I'm always here for you. And you know, I always want the best possible path for all of you. I've told you, and I told you again, and I told you over again, and I've been saying over the years, I want all my Virgos to reach the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. And what does that mean? Ultimate happiness, family life, stability, right? You're happily ever after. And that's what we all been working on, right? Right. And that all comes with time, experience, growth, experiences, lessons, healing, and everything else included in that, right, family? So I just wanted to say once again, I love you. I thank you so much for joining me on this segment. If you guys would like for me to do this on a regular basis, I would love to do it. You let me know down in the comments, okay? And if you've enjoyed yourself and you're new and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, hit that like for me. And I will see you guys on the next one. God bless you all. May God keep you safe, protected, always surrounded in love, and always on your most beautiful life path journey, family. I love you all. I'll see you again real soon.